The TaylorMade P790 has been setting the standard when it comes to hollow-bodied irons for the best part of a decade, and many people have tried to recreate its magic and even make it better. Well, now we have someone new trying to do that, and it is of course the guys at TITLEIST, introducing the brand new TITLEIST T250 iron. Now, TITLEIST have made hollow-bodied irons in the past, but never one that looks this good. I think the guys at TITLEIST are sick and tired of TaylorMade taking their crown when it comes to the best performance iron for mid to high to low, let's face it, for any handicap golfer in the world. So today we're going to put these head-to-head out here at a gorgeous Woolley Park Golf Club, and of course we're going to test them in the studio for numbers and see which iron you should potentially be using in 2025. Both these irons have exactly the same loft and a very similar story behind them in order to help you play better golf. Do they both feel, look and sound fantastic? Yes. And do they both cost quite a lot of money? Yes. So today, let's find out which is best. So the P790 was almost a huge shock to the market all those years ago when we had its first iteration, because people couldn't get their heads around how TaylorMade could make a club that looks so, I'm going to say it, sexy, but also performed so well. Now we've had lots of more iterations, and this of course is the new 2025 model, and we have the same shafts in these as well. So we have a KBS Tour shaft in both these clubs. Now, TITLEIST, have they made something that looks better? Because TaylorMade have kept refining the 790 quite a lot, and I think they've always, I don't know, I would hate to be the guy who has the job of designing the next one and the next one and the next one, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But they've always managed to make it look that little bit better. Bob can't take his eyes off them. They do look amazing, don't they? But I think the guys at TITLEIST have knocked it out of the park, and there's one word that comes to mind with both these clubs. What do you think it is, Bob?
I don't know.
He's dumbfounded. Simplicity. Both look traditional, they both look like a blade, and they can manage all that technology in there. So we'll kick off with, what should I go with first? TaylorMade first, and then we'll see how good this new TITLEIST really is. So TaylorMade, nice kind of mid to thick top line, a little bit of offset. I think they know exactly what they're doing with this, and they've been very good at it for a long time. This par 3 is measuring 170 yards, so it should be about right. Both 30.5 degrees in loft, these 7 irons, which is nice. Oh, that could be really good. Just keep fading in. That is perfect. It's the perfect distance, hasn't it? Now, TaylorMade also have managed to make a huge step with this year's P790, and they've made it feel and sound that little bit softer, a little bit more forged. So the fact that they've done that whilst maintaining the spin rates and the distances and things like that is very, very impressive. Because the initial P790s, they were almost a bit like a poison chalice, where they were very, very good. Then you'd have one that went 20 yards further, and the guys at TaylorMade have done incredibly well to stop that, just to make sure they're a bit more consistent. So let's hit another one, and then we'll move into that TITLEIST and see, because I mean, you price these up, they're going to both be expensive. You probably want to go and get fitted for them both as well, because you want to make sure you're getting the best value for your money. That's a lovely little low flighted one as well. That could end up being really good. Keep going. Keep going. Is that stiff? I think that's very close, isn't it? So the beauty about these is I didn't strike that very well. I could lie to you here and say, oh, I meant to flight that down, I meant to play it low and it's a stinger. It wasn't, it was just a bad strike. But look at where it's finished. That for me is why these clubs are so in demand in the market. That for me is why TaylorMade were selling and still are selling so many sets to so many golfers around the world. And that for me is exactly why TITLEIST have gone, you know what, we need to put a stop to this. We need to make sure we have something that can not only rival it, but potentially be even better. Potentially. Sorry, I know. Sorry, I've said it. I'm going to say it, and we'll put on screen now. You can see, looking down at them, the TITLEIST is a little bit thinner top line. It's got a little bit less offset. I think it is more of a player's design, but TITLEIST also have the T350, which is a little bit bigger and more for that demographic, for that market of golfers. So I think really, maybe they're ticking more boxes. Could there be like a TaylorMade P800 come out? Be interesting, wouldn't it? Because we've got the 770, 790, 810, maybe 820. Is it going to rain, Bob? It does feel like it's going to rain. How much higher is that launch, by the way? That felt really soft as well. So that's up there nicely with the first 790 that we hit. And it was a really, really nice ball flight, actually. I felt like that was really easy to launch. Felt like a good swing, but didn't feel like it deserved to go that high. The fact it's still gone the distance, again, very, very good, very positive. I'd love to have known the spin rates on that, and we will discuss that in this video in just a moment. We're going to jump inside and test them both. I love these. So I went and got fitted for a set of Titleist irons at Woburn at their performance centre. To be honest, if anyone wants to go and get fitted and they're based in the UK, go there. It's fantastic. It's an amazing experience. What I like about these is they look the same as the T150s down at the ball. So they really refine them to make them look nice and small and sleek. Can we play one, a little bit of a draw into this flag from 170? I've drawn it, but I've started it left. That's a shame. It's another great strike. And I think it's gone the distance, it's just gone left. Let's go up there and see where they've finished. Also, let's jump inside and let's start talking bare bones about the numbers of these clubs, because if you're in the market, I think there's two fantastic options if you want to spend this level of money. Right, so 3 out of the 4, very, very pleased with there. You can see front to back dispersion, pretty impressive. A couple of birdie opportunities there as well, and the final shot where I tried to draw it in like an idiot has just gone down that bank, but it's the same distance as those other 3. So really, really good dispersion there. Let's see exactly what we can see for that ball speed and spin rate, and then we're going to jump on the next par 3 and see if we can knock a couple close. Because the big thing about these clubs that I really have to get over to you guys is how enjoyable they are to use. It feels like you're playing a blade, but it doesn't feel like you're playing a blade, if that makes sense. So let's compare. Okay, so let's talk nitty gritty for this TaylorMade P719, of course, Titleist T250 iron. We've got a green set out here at 170 yards, which is quite a long way for a 7 iron for me. I usually hit it between 160 and 165, but I feel like with these powerhouse irons, albeit exactly the same loft at 30.5 degrees, this could be a nice starting block. So I'm going to go Titleist first and just hit half a dozen shots or so and just see what kind of numbers we get. I'm not anticipating we're going to get 6,500, 7,000 spin. I'm not anticipating we're going to get the perfect landing angle, but I'm thinking we're going to get some forgiveness and some distance. Straight away, that's a slight bottomy strike, you know, and if that goes the distance, which it's looking like it's almost going to, it's pitch 159, releasing up to that 165 number. For a first shot in here, I'm quite happy with that, because what you want with these clubs is that element of forgiveness. You want to hit a shot like that one there, and if I don't say anything, you want your playing partners to go, oh, good shot. That's exactly what you're after. I do love the look of this head. It's really nice and sleek. I've left the face open a touch there, but the strike was bare, and the spin rate's decent there at 6,500, to be honest. I've just added a bit too much dynamic loft, so again it's that 158 carry releasing up to 165. It's not a bad number for a shot that I'm not really happy with the swing. Whoever is happy with a golf swing, I don't know, unless it goes to a couple of feet. I am a bit worried that I'm going to hit a good one. It's going to carry like 175. That's a pull. That's a pull, and that's spinning down at 5,000. What's that going to carry? 168. That's not horrendous for the shot that I've hit. And I do often do these tests and put on what I think is a really good ball striking performance, but sometimes it's like this and it's not as good. I actually prefer testing them like this. I know we'll get a good one eventually, hopefully, but I do like seeing how they perform. See, even that's healing, it's coming out really good. Come out really, like, I'm really pleased with the consistency of the numbers that I'm getting for the input. I think that's a fair thing to say. I'm going to keep going until I get a good one, because I do think there's a good one in there, I'm hoping. And then we'll move into the 790. There we go. There we go. That sounded just different, didn't it? What's that going to carry, though? It's still in the air at 150 odd. It's carried 167, and it's to that exact number at 172. That's really impressive, because I've absolutely ripped that. That was finally a good shot, and it's not gone as far as it could have gone, which is a good thing. Another pretty good one, just turning over a little bit left. See, the spin rate does fluctuate. Spin rate there was a little bit low, 170 carry that time, so maybe we're just getting into the groove here. Let's go one more. I think the feel difference on a good shot and a bad shot with this is quite big actually. So you do get a bit more feedback than maybe I gave it credit for. That was nice again. Really nice peak height that time as well. And that's carried 160, so not too bad. I think front to back dispersion, we've got about 7 or 8 yards there. It's not the end of the world for the display we've put on. Now, P790 looks like a slightly longer blade length with a bit more offset and a slightly thicker top line, so maybe this will help a little bit more with how we're swinging today. Straight off the bat, that's launched a little bit lower. I sense that's going to go further. It's spinning less, spinning at 4.7. Straight away, that's the longest carry I've had. That's carried 173. It's released out to 181, so a proper knuckleball flight there, which depends what you want. If you're after an iron that goes a long way, could be a really nice example. Oh, that's really good, but that's gone miles. Watch this. 5,500 minutes carrying 180. 176, 182. Amazing how both these irons have such a similar design and similar makeup, but actually, I didn't see this out on the golf course as much, but you get in here, and there is just that, I don't know, just that air of, this could go absolutely miles. You can see how much lower that P790 is launching as well. I have struck this a lot better on average, and that's more like it for me, kind of 170, landing on the green, releasing out just a couple of yards. 5,500 spin though, so what I'll say about the TaylorMade is the spin rate has been very, very consistent, albeit a tiny bit low, but we know exactly what we're going to get there with a hollow-bodied design. How good is that? I can't hit a better golf shot than that. That felt fantastic. All of a sudden the spin jumps up to 6,000, carries 173. So it's pretty good there. I think consistency-wise, the TaylorMade's really, really showing its dominance there, and this does feel a little bit softer as well. Obviously, it's not their first rodeo with a P790, is it? And I dare say the dispersion consistency is being better with the P790 as well. Oh, that's that open face one. How does that vary to the Titleist? It's gone further, hasn't it? It's gone probably 5-6 yards further with that leaky open one. Let's get back out there and conclude this test. So one of the big areas that Titleist may come unstuck in this comparison is the lack of the through slot speed pocket. You can see TaylorMade do feature these in the longer irons. They don't have them in the 8-iron, 9-iron or wedge because they say they're not required, but it can really help you maintain ball speed on those low phase hits. However, I've not really seen any bad shots with the Titleist where I do kind of think, oh, I wish I'd have got more ball speed on that low phase hit. So we'll go Titleist first this time. As you saw with the numbers, very interesting, very similar, like very similar. I think that's probably hats off to Titleist for making something as good as, let's face it, the GOAT, the best on the market. Greatest of all time, Bob, that stands for. Do you know that? Right. Why are you laughing? Should you know that anyway? Sorry. There you go, let you hold the GOAT, Bob. Such a good looking iron, the Titleist. That's that low face hit. Get up. Bunker. Be really interesting to try and hit the same shot with the TaylorMade now and see just what happens with that. Shall I go? Sure. TaylorMade's like a longer blade length as well. It looks so much more forgiving. That's all over it, by the way. All over it. That's gone long. That was like a phenomenally struck shot and a really, really good ball flight as well, but it's disappointing to see it go long, especially when the Titleist came short of the green. That's nice as well. Is this going to be long or is it going to be up there? Perfect distance. This is the thing, like with hollow bodied irons, yes, they have made them better and they've made them drastically better, but you're never going to get that CB, MB feel and performance. It's always going to have that one that potentially just goes too far. Tailor-made to finish. There's the low face hit. That's the one we wanted. Is it up there? Yes. That's actually the best shot we've hit. And I think people will continue to try to make irons as good as the TaylorMade P790, and so many brands are getting really, really close. Even some of the DTC brands are getting really, really close. But has anyone actually managed it? I'm not sure just yet.